for today, we're going to be doing something a little bit more interesting with a mill list. Instead of just being focused on mill, we're focused on the dual clock scenario between Tarmogoyfs and Murktide Regents, being able to exile things from our yards to have a nice big flyer, and just caring about things in the graveyard to have a nice big creature. We're going to try to clock our opponents quickly and still go along with the mill plan because we've got the Archive Traps, the Fractured Sanities, and then Hedron Crabs. The reason Hedron Crab instead of Ruin Crab, since we're only running 4 crabs, is because Hedron Crab allows us to target ourselves. So if we have a Murktide that we want to try to grow a bit bigger when we're casting it, we can mill ourselves instead of having to mill the opponent. And we got Thought Scour again because it's target player. We can hit ourselves or the opponent. Push because creature removal. Assassin's Trophy because creature removal that makes them search to turn on Archive Trap. Drown in the Lock because counterspell and more removal. Mission Briefing as a way to just bring back something. It's a one of, so we're probably not going to see it. But if we do, it might make an impact. And then Witherbloom Command. A great way to destroy, say, Chalice of the Void. Or, yeah, mainly Chalice. But the main reason we're running it is to mill 3 cards and then return a land. So that way we can, let's say, either mill them 3 or mill us 3, and then grab a land from our yard, play the land, mill some more, and go from there. It's a fun little card in a mill deck. And of course we've got Ashiok Dreamrender here, because great way to stop them from searching, exile graveyards, all that jazz. Then we've got 2 Test of Talents, because Test of Talents is a fun magic card. 2 Tashas for the matchups where Tasha's is just absolutely busted and we want it no matter what, like Hammer Time. 3 Surgicals, so that way we can surgical away anything that's needed. 3 Soul Guides for Mass Grave Hate. 3 Veil of Summer for I don't like that you're trying to counter my stuff, how about no? And 2 Abrupt Decay for uncounterable destroy CMC 3 or less. That's the quick rundown of this Sultai Murktide mill. This list, of course, is brought to you by Mortal Killzone on the mill Discord. Good friend, great person. Always has fun with these mill strategies, taking it at a different axis than what everybody else is doing with mill. So let's run it and see how we can do. And got a Goy for Reinforce, 2 Thought Scours. Yeah. Looks good enough to me. They're a Luris deck, meaning we're not great here. But we're not awful. Okay, so they fetch Blood Crypt, Dragon Rage Channeler. Alright. Well, we know what their game plan is. Problem is, we kind of got to just play into it. So they are indeed the Grixis list. Misty, crack this for Breeding Pool, shock it in, play out the crab, pass the turn. Try to bait out removal on the crab, and then we'll have a 4/5 Goyf. Thought seizes us. Well, there goes the Goyf. Unless they have a way to deal with it. Yeah, they take the Goyf. And then they thought seize again. Okay. Aggressive. They do this. They take the drown, leaving us with just Thought Scours. Hits us for 3. Start off by milling them 2. We hit a Goyf. this save targets. Well, no, we don't want to save targets. Thought Scar mill them 2 more past turn. Where is auto yields? There we go. Unholy Heats the crab? Sure. If it's a 5/6, not terrible. 11 all. We'll go with the Hedron crab. Play this, mill them. Play out Goyf. And let me guess, their last card is Drown in the Lock. Oh no. Unholy Heats the Goyf. Yeah, we're not gonna get Goyf much. You bend the dress down, which grew the Goyf. So that way your heat didn't kill. Okay. Okay. Luris to hand. Sure, opponent. Swing with the Goyf. Take opponent to 2. Do this. Mill them. And let's go ahead and try to cut them off of blue-black. And because we have a swamp, we do this. Mill them for a bit. And push away the DRC. Pass the turn. Opponent's on 2 lands. Can they cast Luris? No, but they can cast a blocker. Archive Trap, not bad. Can't currently cast it. But they are having to be on defense this entire time against the Tarmogoyf. So this is where the Jace's Phantasm would be better because it would have flying. Bubbles themselves. And they concede. All right. So we were drawing Fractured Sanity. Neat. Anyway. So Grixis dressed down. I like Veils. Doesn't get around the Unholy Heats. Not a fan of Briefing or Cacophony here. Surgical's interesting. Because we could hit, say, the Croxa that hits the yard. I feel like we want some number of Tasha over Sanity. Try this. Yeah. We've got a Goyf, we've got a Crab, we've got a Trophy. Fetch Shock and Darcy? Or Thoughtseize? Fetch Shock and Ragavan. Tasha's is great there. I'm gonna bolt the crab out of the way. Makes sense. I mean, they just broadcast that they had Thoughtseize there. Archive Trap. That's a nice card. Thoughtseize, you kind of have to take the laughter here, don't you? And then you've got to deal with a Goyf. Takes the Goyf. Okay. Delta Pass. And so this gets... We can't get a Chasten's Trophy online this turn. I guess we go get the Triome then. Since we can't turn Trophy online. Because we get Triome. And then ideally we hit like... I don't know what we hit. Ragavan comes in, hits us once more. Exiles a Goyf. Well, we now have to kill our own Goyf. Yeah. I'm gonna fetch for a Triome. Misty. This has to fetch Shock. Because we need Watery Grave. Now we're sitting at 12 all. And show me that you've got the Drown in the lock. They get a basic here. Ragavan comes in, hits for 2. We go down to 10. Scalding Tarn's played. Dragon Rage Channeler. Soul Guide Lantern. Interesting card. They do this, they eat a Goyf. Oh, they eat a trophy. Okay. This we draw Trap. Well, that's a fun one. Tasha's. Hit 19 cards there. Draws a card with the lantern. Sure, sure. Bobble. And surveils. I guess that makes very much sense to turn on the Darcy. It's for 5. We go to 5. We need Archive Trap off the top. Hope they don't have double bolt. Veil of Summer. Luris to hand. And they fetch. Shock. Fetch. Shock. Plays Luris. Sure. Plays Okay, they want to bobble us. Let them surveil. They like the card. What card you put on top, opponent? I know they can veil here. They're gonna fluster instead? Well, that's just incorrect. Anyway, moving on to game 3 here. Because no matter what, I should wait. Because if this draw is Archive Trap or is a Fractured Sanity, we would win here. Oh no, we couldn't pay. It's a Witherbloom command. Non-creature, non-land. Okay. Onwards to game 3. No Murktides that game. So they didn't really have much in terms of counter magic. Like, they had the Fluster Storm. Run it like that. I would love to take the play. Hand looks great, other than it's missing some things. It's keepable. And keep bottom like Misty. I feel that's what we want to do. Because we have the push for their turn 1 creature. We have the trophy or the decay for their turn 2 creature. Trophy turns on trap. Misty pass. No turn 1 creature. All right, opponent. And we draw Witherbloom. Not bad if we miss a land drop here. We will pay the life and pass the turn. Another land, huh? What'd they keep? So we're gonna drain and mill. Hmm. Come on, opponent. Opponent's really tanking on this. Don't know what there's to tank about. Okay, we drew a land. We're going to mill 3, then we're going to return a land. Okay, we hit a decay, which isn't great. But everything else we're fine with. That, pass turn. Leaves up push. Mill while they don't have mana. Can they do a steam vents? Sure. There's a shadow in the yard. Down to 11 they go. Watery grave. Shadow. Sure. And a shadow? Sure. And a Darcy? Sure. Push a shadow. A Goyf, huh? Well, that's awkward. Because, well, no, I still couldn't have because we don't run Overgrown Tomb in this list. We can destroy there. And that's all of their shadows in the bin. All right, that's 4 shadows. Shadow, shadow, shadow. No, only 3. So iteration here makes sense. We sadly don't have Drown. Bobble has been exiled, and they're going to surveil. Put the card on top. Watergrave shocked in. Bobbles us. They're at 7. Meaning this Goyf is just about lethal. What'd they see? It's a crab. Crab. Goyfy boy. And bolts the crab? Sure. Your 3/3 that has to attack is no match for my 6/7. Unholy Heats the Goyf. Goyf will have 6 points of damage marked on it. Do we have a bolt? We have the bolts. Goyf shall die to 2 removal spells. And your Darcy will probably be hit by this trophy. We draw a trap. Beautiful. Instead of stopping their upkeep here to trophy them. Since the land comes in untapped anyway. Roxa, huh? That's a card. Response, mill you 13? Yes, we take 3 off of doing that. Opponent's also at 12 cards left in library, so any mill spell off the top here is lethal. Steam Vince has been exiled. They go down to 5. And they dash a monkey. Okay. But monkey doesn't hit mill spell? Monkey hit Murktide. Not mill spell. Murktide would have been good there. So Witherbloom command. And let's go this route. Mill 3, opponent. Green, black. Do this, return a delta. We go to 9, they go to 3. It's a close one here. They dash the monkey. Monkey gets in. Exiles land. Good for us. And now they can Croxa. Yeah. Get rid of all enchantments that are in there. It doesn't get rid of all the enchantments. Interesting. We take 3, so we need a mill spell off the top here for the win. And for them to not have counter magic. Goyf. Damn. It's big enough that it gets to block the Croxa, but we take 3 off of the Croxa and 2 off of the Ragavan. Just enough to not get there. This monkey gets dashed here. We have to block the Croxa, which will end up still hitting us for 6, even if we... Because we can't discard. Now I have to move to blocks. We block there. Our 6/7 does a good job at blocking their 6/6, but then we take 2. So Ragavan hits a Murktide, and we'd be drawing Veil, which does nothing. Alright, we weren't getting there. Close game, but just not enough. Onwards to match 2. To incorporate the fact that we just don't have green. Is a crab gonna be enough? We'll try it. Against an unknown opponent, doing unknown things. We've got to throw the crab into this ending here, which feels awful. But if they don't have it... Ooh, Esper. Push. Horse. Trophy's pretty good, so we'll play the Triome tapped and pass the turn. Holds up counter magic. Playing Missy, there's... no, because we can get a Watery Grave. They want to draw 2. I can't stop it with the Drown in the Lock. Hey, thank you very much for the follow, mortal. Yeah. Somehow you weren't following me. It's understandable. I'll put that into play tapped. Murktide. I mean, we can't use it yet. So this is play the breeding pool, shock it in. Sorry, we have trophy plus drown. Because this is Esper control, we know that they're going to be running beautiful things such as Cryptic Command. Let's go ahead and trophy the colonnade here. And try to see if we can't bait a counter spell here. Got it back to homework. I wanted to drop in and say hey. It's treating me well, other than because of the Goyf change that I made, I want one more green source in the mana base. Yeah. I just wasn't thinking when I threw in the Goyfs without change. Goyf resolved? Okay, opponent, if you're sure. Oh, has push. I'm gonna try to keep my Goyf alive. I'm assuming they have counter magic. No. That into black and blue, and then they're gonna drown. Oh, snap push. All right, I can respect it. Goodbye, Tarmogoyf. You shall be missed. Not really, because we're about to drop a Murktide. That'll be a 6/6. Because I'm hoping that they're going to try to like land Teferi here. Would you look at that? There's a Teferi. I'm going to try to trophy that card. Doesn't swing with the snap. So this, that. Okay. We've got enough and we don't need to shock in this Watery Grave. This we won't pay the life. Why not? We will. Mill ourselves. Okay, we hit Goyce. Green, black. Try to get rid of their Teferi. Teferi got rid of 1, 2, 3. Grab land. They did plus. They just didn't untap. They might be new to Moto. We've got ourselves a 6/6 flyer here. Aw, they're gonna bounce my Murktide. Fine. We'll replay it. Hmm. Come on, opponent. Do you want to attack with the Snapcaster Mage, or are you gonna sit there? Oh, they lost connection. Great. There they go. They're back. Come on. I want to try to get through 2 leagues before 3 p.m. At the rate this is going, that ain't happening. An Ashiok. Sure. So that blue 3, 2. Keep the creature in the yard. I know it's just a 3/3, so it dies to bolt, but the fairy went up, and now they're opting. Paying costs, pushing the crab. Okay. Jace the Mind Sculptor, bounce Murktide. I don't. Why? That's 6 points of damage they've missed off this Snapcaster. It's just free to mill ourselves here with this Thought Scour. We do that. We hit a land, even better. 1, 2, 3. And we can hit the Ashiok. Blue 1. As opt. Okay. We have a 4/4. Time Raveler and Brainstorm. I disagree with the Brainstorm, but we'll see what they've got. It has damn. All right. They finally attack with their Snapcaster Mage here. Misty Rainforest. We will bluff that we've got interaction here. And they fetch. Archmage draw 2, sure. That's what I wanted in blue-white mill, was some number of Archmage charm. Big Teferi comes down. And at this point, we are pretty much locked out of the game with those 3 planeswalkers. As they can bounce any permanent that we play. They probably have counter magic in their 5 cards. And they're going to be constantly brainstorming. Untaps 2 islands. I mean, we draw another Murktide. We'll play it out, but this. We can just hard cast Murktide at this point. That's a little bit funny. Esper Charm, draw 2. Kaya's Guile, Entwined. Alright. Opponent's got us on a 4-turn clock. Down to 7 we go. Meaning if we can draw mill spells. Wait, I can't do this at instant speed because Teferi's out. Yeah, I figured you had the counter spell. I still gotta try it. Down to 4. And they have to discard a card. Archive Trap. Yeah, surprising no one. The counter player who has a full hand has counter magic. Cool, that's a Snapcaster Mage. We can go ahead and concede here. All right. Veil of Summer seems like a pretty good card. Abrupt Decay doesn't seem bad. What does seem bad? Fatal Push. I like Test of Talents. Counter the counter. Take out Briefing. Take out Commands. Shave a Scour. What do the decays hit? Because it's non-land, permanent with 3 or less. It's Teferi, and it can't be countered. So Teferi and Snaps are the main things that'd be hitting. Take those out, leave in the commands. Hope they don't have a... Well, even if they have a shuffle effect, that's fine. Sure. Effects like Shore's Hedron Crab pass the turn. Stick this Goyf and go to town. Mill for 3, do this, get Breeding Pool. Shock it in, mill him for 3. Green, blue, Goyf is a 3/4. Nice Hollowed Fountain. You got the path? Nope, just an opt. It's a good thing that you searched. Smell you 13. Hey, we hit a path. Is Goyf still only a 3/4? That's just impressive. Swing with the 3/4. Because I want to hold up Drown going into a Teferi turn. Let's go with a bit of self-mill here. No, we're still going to hit them. At a pause on our beginning of combat step. Considering this is Archmage. Snap. Drown the Snapcaster Mage. Because I'm not letting you snap path. Flooded Strand, Island. 4 mana, Mind Sculptor, bounce? Sure. Well, I guess first thing we want to do... Well, I can't do the first thing we want to do. Let's mill them. Hit the Vantress. Get ourselves a swamp. Mill them. Goif. Bounces the crab. And then Guile. Okay. Makes sense. Witherbloom command. I want to mill 3. I want to drain them for 2. Archive Trap's a bit unfortunate to see there. But everything else is fine. Hedron Crab? Land for turn. Mill opponent for a bit. Play out a Tarmogoyf. Pass the turn. Hmm. They're gonna ending. Sure. Trophy, huh? Go ahead and trophy the Mind Sculptor. And drown your drown your counter. One's got 9 cards left in deck. Can they kill us with these 9 cards is the question. 1, 2, 3. I see 3 snaps. So this snap gets to smack us for a bit. Snap push, sure. Hold the land, pass the turn. And we'll take 2. A crab. This resolves its lethal. Yep. Sounds good. We're leaving Field of Ruin back in case they ever get Celestial Colonnade. Although I'm pretty sure it's typically a 1 or 2 of. So seeing 1 means that they're probably very unlikely to see it. Witherbloom. Ooh. We'll do... We're gonna just drain and kill the snappy. Cryptic counter draw? Sure. Drawing puts you 1 card closer to death. Because at this point, I just need to stop myself from dying. So we have a maddening here. I don't want to cast it because they're not presenting any clock that's relevant. Like, I can take 2 for 4 turns and they lose. Ashiok here seals the deal. If Ashiok can resolve. If it doesn't, it eats a counter. Opponent's got 3 cards left in hand. Or 3 cards left in deck. Down to 2. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Okay. They draw a card. So now they have to go down with Teferi. Going down with Teferi kills them. Because we know that the last card in deck is Teferi. They go to 0 cards left in deck. They have to try to tuck Teferi. They're going to go for the Teferi tuck. Which is fine by us. In step, let's get rid of a castle. So that way, even if they have a way to produce mana... What? You're going to scry 2? They're going to bounce and tap all things I control. And do this blue. Drown. You've got 1 mana. Show me Flusterstorm. All right. So we would have drawn Crab, play Crab, mill them. So we didn't see a shuffle effect, but that's because we played it extremely safe and played around them having a shuffle effect. We're on the draw here. So let's bring in Lantern, cut. 2 maddenings. And we won't bring in 3, we'll just bring in 2. So we've got a Goyf, we've got a Veil. We've got a Thought Scour, we've got Drown. We'll try it. Watergrave tapped for opponent. So we'll go Misty Rainforest pass. This will grab Breeding Pool. Shocked in, and we're going to scour them. This Breeding Pool, shock in. Thought scour them. Hit Guile and a land. Watergrave, shocked in. Play out a 2/3. Push. Sure. Yeah, you've got plenty of removal. I kind of figured that was going to happen. Ooh, just a shock. Okay. Delta here. Do blue, play out Soul Guide Lantern. Soul Guide Lantern, get rid of Guile. Just because I don't want that card ever being flashed back. You're gonna ending. I'll draw. Test isn't great. But now it is. Go get Triome. Blue, blue, 1. Ashiok. Assuming opponent's going to try to counter here. And then we're going to Veil. Okay, just counterspell. What? No? Okay. We'll mill you 4. Snap. Okay. Snap hits Ashiok. Mill 4 in exile. Okay. Now we can go this. Pass. Because we can drown and test. What? Esper Charm? Guile. So we'll lose Ashiok here. A bit unfortunate. That at our face, huh? Okay, both at Ashiok. Yep, that's the correct line opponent. Step do this. Get ourselves island. Watery Grave. And no, I want to hold trophy. It's just too good as a way to deal with permanents. Go with fractured here. No. Undo first. Let's play our land. So that way we have test and fractured and veil. Milia 14. Because I'm assuming this is going to be a cryptic, which we want to try to test. Because cryptic's a pretty good card to hit. Their hand is Snapcaster. Okay, so no shuffler other than hero. And then we just gotta dam and push to beat. All right. $23 cards left in deck. Yeah, they get in for 3 here. Their hand is Dam, Push, Snap. Sanity. Counter your Snapcaster. Milia 14. That's both Teferis out of the way. And a Force. So we'll have this Assassin's Trophy to turn off the Snapcaster and turn their clock into a 6-turn clock. Mill Spell, Crab. There's lots that does it here. Goyf works. Because we can Goyf and then trophy their mage. We know that their hand is Dam and Push. So they've got Dam and Unknowns. 6-turn clock versus 6 cards in their deck. We need 1 mill spell. Ashiok's technically a mill spell. Need some help with a modern deck? I can try, but I'm not the best at it. Alright, they've got 2 cards left in deck. They've got a Dam and Unknown. They're gonna Castle Vantress to scry? Sure. And they concede. There we go. We're at 5. They've got 2 draws. Assuming they have nothing in library because they got 1 snap, 2 snap. 3 snaps. So they could have a Snapcaster Mage. One. A Luris deck. We've got a bit of mill turning on this Drown in the Lock, and then we've got plenty of fetch lands. But we're not doing anything else. Mulligan. Okay. Keep bottom the Triome, because that's what we're going to fetch. So if we kept our other hand, we'd be milling them for 13 in response to whatever this is. An Inquisition. Well, the Inquisition can only take 1 card, or 2 cards. There's only 1 correct card to take, but they figured it out. A bobble. And they bobble us. All right. Play out the Rainforest. Pass the turn. So another Grixis list. Is it Grixis? Probably Grixis Dress Down. Be my guess. Oh, that's ugly. So I can either discard a land and take 3, or discard a Drown and not have removal. Discard the Drown, because that'll give us a Murktide online. Well, no, because they're not fetching. Get the Triome. Upkeep, we draw. We draw Rainforest. Play the Delta, pass the turn. Iteration. Yeah. Exiles a swamp. Who hiss? Instep, we will fetch. Watery Grave tapped. This. We draw. What do we get to draw? Let me see, opponent. A push. Not a bad card. This we will fetch. Basic Island. Then blue, Murktide. And drop down a 5/5. Another Kroxa. That hurts. Discard island. And they play a Scalding Tarn. Unholy Heat. Yep. Drown. Okay, well, opponent's not getting to do anything next turn. Iteration. No, we're good. I don't want you to draw 3. I'm gonna fetch. I'm gonna try to drown my drown. They're gonna drown the drown. Milieu 13. Alright. My drown gets drowned and then they get to iterate. But they're doing nothing else. Bobble was exiled. They play the bobble. They see what we're drawing. Blood Crypt. Oh, you're not going to shock it in and play out like a Dragon Rage Channeler or a Shadow? Wither Bloom Command, huh? Mill 3, Returnal Land. Drain for 2. Nah, we're good. That's just discard fodder for this Croc so that they're about to try to resolve. Discard the Wither Bloom. And then we got 3 in hand. Let's go ahead and try. This, and we draw a Sanity. Good enough for me. Put some to 12. Any mill spell besides Cacophony here. There's still a mountain they could grab with this Bloodstained Mire. Yep. And then I'm assuming Croxa comes back. Meaning we've got a 2-turn clock. They tapped out a blue, so we don't have to worry about counter magic. Archive Trap won't do it here. So it has to be like another Sanity. Crux is 9 a turn. Oh, there's a Shadow. So that is lethal next turn. So we need Sanity off the top. Or a removal spell. That is a removal spell. Try to drown the Croxa. We take 2, go to 9, then we take 3, going to 6. Bolt, snap, bolt, snap, bolt. Do it to me dirty like that. Just triple bolt. All right. We weren't getting there anyway. Okay. Versus Grixis Dress Down. I like the Tashas. They don't really have much in terms of counter magic. Nah. Maddening's not great. Briefing's not great. I kind of want to be able to just surgical there. Broxus. Do that. Shave and shave. Hand's great other than it's missing some things. Can't play the Goyf. Can't play the Crab. Mulligan to 5. Keep. Bottom Goyf. Bottom. Sanity? Island Crab pass turn. Scalding Tarn, fetch. You bolting or you heating? Neither. Darcy. Bobble, surveil. They want to see what we're drawing. They saw. Did they see a fun card? They saw a fatal push. So, yes, a fun card, but not great one. Okay, well, that turned on their channeler. Not phenomenal for us. Odds are the Sanity was turning on channeler anyway, but that's besides the point. Inquisition. I'm going to go ahead and cycle this because I want to draw. Well, it hit 2 pushes. So, are they more afraid of the Ashiok or the Fatal Push? They're all currently uncastable. Fetch, shock, push the crab. Inquisition, sure. Take a push. And you land off the top here is great. You have to attack with that channeler. land. I did not say uncastable card. Bloodstained Mire. Not great for us. They hit for 3. We go down to 14. The Shadow. Sure. Okay. So this fetch for a breeding pool. Shock in breeding pool. And then we have push. Or whatever's bigger. Dragon Rage, sure. And the Delta. And another Dragon Rage. That's nice. Just kind of gotta attack. I'm gonna try to get rid of the Watery Grave. I'm gonna try to push your Shadow. Down to 8. Hot Scour. Mill them 2. We draw a crab. Not awful. Then we want to go. We need to gain life. Green, black, gain life. Return field. We go to 10. We do this and we mill them. We need Archive Trap off the top. So we can go crab field. Take them to exactly enough. Yeah, your cards are always going on top. I know this. Opponent's at 9. We take 9. Archive Trap off the top of the win one time. Tasha's and Prey. the slowest of rolls on that bolt. Why? The slowest of rolls. Unless I hit it on our upkeep there. That's possible. I could have drawn it on the upkeep off of the bobble. Alright, we won the die roll. We will gladly take the play here. And it's got a crab and a goyf and mill spells. Yeah, we'll keep it. This shock it in. Blue crab. Pass turn. Wooded foothills. They crack it. I'm assuming this means that they've got removal. No, they got a triome. All right. So Fury, dead and gone. Does this mean that we're rhinos? Is that dead and gone? Yeah, so we're rhinos. We need to be quick. Play out this goyf. Yeah, we were talking in the Discord and I decided to try out the goyf. With the goyf package, I do think we need one more green source. But that's just me not thinking when I was putting in the goyfs. They're gonna stomp the crab, sure. Okay. Get in for 3. Just because with only 2 green sources, it's not that easy to cast the goyf. I could see that. Just like shaving the briefing and going up a land. All right, so they're getting some rhinos here. I'm assuming. Sure. Dropping just Bone Crusher is insane for us. Okay. We could cycle, no, we drown. It's like there's lines that we could take. It's just drown. We take 2 and then our goyfs grow. Our goyfs don't grow, but our goyfs get in for 6. We could hold up counter magic and swing and trade a goyf for a Bone Crusher. I don't think that's what we want to be doing. Force. Pitching force. Okay. So we take 2. I mean, we still swing. Opponent wants to trade. So what? So sorcery is not one of the types currently.
So this blue 1 maddening. Each opponent mills 8. Goyf becomes a 4/5. 5/6. Even better because we hit artifacts. You're gonna tap my Goyf, I guess. I guess that's an option, and then we'll cycle this in their instep, or yeah, in their instep here. Or if they try to tap us down more. Breeding pool tapped, sure. Cycle, mill them for 4, and draw. Ashiok. Hey, Enrico, thank you very much for the follow. So, I mean, this is just try to get in with Goyf here, right? And then depending on what they do, play out the Murktide. They're gonna petty theft. Do we have a way to do... No. That's fine, though. We'll let petty theft happen. Goyf gets bounced. Second main... Let's go ahead and just... Maddening. And then second Goyf. Because at this point, we just want to try to hit footfalls, footfalls, footfalls. They've got one more footfalls in the deck. All right. Double. Okay. Double petty theft. How have I been finding the Goyf? I mean, it's doing work right now. I want one more land so that way I could Goyf and Murktide here. But that's just personal. We'll get Goyf and just see if they're gonna ever let this 5/6 stick around. I'm assuming this is gonna be attempted borrower. Yep, first borrower. Sounds good. You gonna go for the second one as well? Hope you got a land. They do. Sure. Bar, sounds good. And now we can just counter if they do a fun thing. If they don't, we can just... Because this is just a 2-turn clock, right? We've got a 2-turn clock on our side. They don't on theirs. Agent cascades into rhinos. We counter the rhino. Blue, black. Drown the rhinos. Hope their last card isn't counter magic. Cool. They got themselves a 2/2. They draw a card. Bit of an awkward position here. We will swing with the Goyf. Does opponent want to block with their Shardless Agent? Nope. Okay. They go to 5, and we drop a Goyf here. This. No, because they don't have a sorcery. So let me cancel, retry. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do it like that. Sorry, we keep sorcery in the yard. We got ourselves a 6/6. We are dead to a violent outburst here. I shouldn't have swung with the Goyf. Although 1 violent outburst, 2 violent outburst, 3 violent outburst. Swings with just the borrower. I'm gonna block. I mean, if they have the bolt, they have the bolt, right? I can't play. Well, they can't have bolt because. Okay, they're gonna hard cast a Fury and hit the Goy and hit Murktide for 4. Sure. We're still in a bad spot, but it's not awful. They now have to block. They block with probably their Shardless. Witherbloom. We get to kill their borrower and drain them for 2. Not bad. I like the drain line here. And kill the borrower. Target them. Green, black, do it like this. And then we play out crab. They go to 2. We play out the crab. So if we swing with Goyf, Fury blocks, Fury trades. So we just pass. And next turn we have Ashiok. Problem is Ashiok shrinks their yard significantly if we go down with it. But I feel this is just our game to lose at this point. A Murktide. Sure, we'll drop a Murktide. It'll only be a 4/4. But it sounds good to me. Fun seeing what's in their deck still. Mill them for a bit. I guess we could have milled ourselves there. We'll shrink our own Goyf in exchange for a Murktide. We're at 9, opponents at 2. Does the opponent have a way to deal with the Murktide? Looks like it's no. Alright, so we are facing rhinos here. Odds are they're going to bring in that beautiful, beautiful card known as Endurance, which is funny because we don't care too much. I feel like we just want surgicals, cut, briefing. Witherbloom's not phenomenal, but it's a nice effect. We can just start targeting ourselves with self-mill. Cacophonies, meh. Tests is tempting because tests, we can test a footfalls and get rid of them all. Feel like we want to try that, and then we want to, if we're going that route of trying to just get rid of rhinos and the like, we can shave on a push because we're probably not turning on revolt too often. Yeah. Kind of like so. Focus more on self-mill to grow the Goyfs and the Regents. Just try to be fast. And just have mill as a decent backup plan. Hmm. I mean, I guess. And has double Goyf opener and a Thought Scour. Misty pass turn. Let's go. Breeding pool, shock it in. Scour ourselves. Ooh, hit an archive trap. Unfortunate. Then Dark Slick into Goyf. Give ourselves a 2-3. Let's see that third land into a Cascade spell. No. Okay then. Okay, like we had something and we realized that we can do it at instant speed here. Make them panic a bit. There's the fetch. What, we petty thefting? Shocks in. Ice. Okay. That's fine. Second main, we're going to drop this Ashiok. We're going to archive trap you. What do we see? Any endurances? One endurance. All right. That's enough to Ashiok. Cool. Did we hit another one? We did not. Sad. Misty Rainforest. Nice land. We'll play out an island here. Gonna mill ourselves a bit with the Ashiok to try to grow the Goyf. Goyf does grow a bit there. That's nice. Swing with the Goyf. Opponent takes damage. Green, blue. Tarmogoyf. Paying costs. Bouncing the Ashiok so that way they can use their fetch land. Sorry, they can make some rhinos. Fair enough. Can't really prevent that with what our hand is. Breeding pool. Scalding Tarn. Sounds good. Sanity, huh? Ashiok. Let's see your force of negation. Fetches. It's a forest. Mystical Dispute. Sure, I'll take you growing my Goyfs. Get an island here. Dispute happens. Can't pay for it. Attack with all, because sorcery's not in the yard. Come on, do it. Violent Outburst. Endurance. Okay. Gonna endurance away our yard. That's fine. Shrinks Goyf down to 2-3. Yeah. We cycle after the sugar. We let them go to blocks. Let them think that they're going to be able to trade a Goyf. Then we cycle. Hey. 3 damage marked on everything. Pass the turn. That's 2 of their 4 footfalls in the yard. I'm pretty sure there's probably one more in exile. Oh no, there isn't. Combat trickery is the best kind of trickery. Don't you know it? One, two, violent outburst. Sure. Make some rhinos. And then you have a 4/4. I don't feel you want to be doing that. Well, I guess you do it there because then I don't have anything. You know, I can't stop it. Drown and trophy, huh? So Ashiok here. We're gonna mill ourselves 4 and exile their graveyard. Shrinks Goyf down to a 2/3, sadly. But that's fine. I guess if we were going down with the Ashiok, we should have hit the Endurance. All at our face. So black and blue. And drown a Rhino. I'm gonna dispute. Okay. These are 2/3s. This will put a creature into the yard if we block, making them 3/4. So one will bounce off the Endurance. One will die to a Rhino. We take 5. Goyf math. Fun trickery. What? 3/4. Oh, because damage is marked at the same time. One didn't have first strike. I'm just being stupid. Because, well, yes, they do grow to a 3/4. It's not until state-based actions are checked. And it has lethal damage marked on it already. So we need a mill spell here. Well, no mill spell does it. They're at 22. We mill them for 4. Best we can do is 18. All right. It might, but it's in our sideboard because most of their stuff is 3+. So I just didn't board it in. Archive Trap. See if they want to search. They chose to search. How nice of them. We will archive trap them. Mill them 13 and mill them 4 more. And cry, because if our Ashiok had hit them instead, they'd be dead. We chose to have Ashiok guard ourselves once to try to go to Goyf, and it hit instant, and a sorcery, which we already had a sorcery in the yard. So our Goyf did not grow to a reasonable size. Yeah, petty. Raisin bar happens. Bleh. Close one. Onwards to game 3. Anything I want. I like the surgicals because we saw that they had the endurances. Test is fine. Wither Bloom is still mediocre. I like the trophies. Is there anything up here that we want? Possibly Veil, because we saw that they had Dispute and Force of Negation. Veil's in, push out. And I guess a command out. Might as well bring in the Thought Scour and take out the last command. There we go. We won the die roll. Let's take the play here and let's try to have a hand that has lands in it. It's so medium. We're gonna keep. We're gonna bottom the trophy. We're gonna try to get this Hedron Crab plus Rainforest active. Okay. Well, they fetch. We can't exactly stop that. Fetch and shock. Suspends a footfalls. Well, that makes me want to hold this test up for as long as possible. Second crab is great. We're just going to mill them for a bit, even though we don't have any real pressure. They're going to stomp. Yeah, third land's real nice. I'm going to just mill them for 6. All right. I'm betting that they have endurance in hand, considering how we haven't hit one yet. Archive Trap ain't bad. And so we can drown if they try to endurance. We have test up. Our main issue is going to be, can they? All right, they're gonna stomp a second time. Sure. Breeding Pool shocked in. Suspends another footfalls. Surgical. Well, that's unfortunate. They fetch. That's pretty good for us. Let's mill them for 13. Nice. And that's 2 endurances? Sure. We'll pay the life. Their hand does not contain endurance. So they've got 1 footfalls, counter magic. That's it. Land off the top here would be phenomenal. Bada bop. There we go. So now I get to test the footfalls. And we have up Veil. Although the problem is they do have 2 footfalls here happening. So this first one's gonna hit most of them, but we're gonna Go ahead and test. We know that there's nothing. And they've got no way to flashback. But we can't get the ones in exile out of exile. And so they still get to make some rhinos. No, I didn't exile them. I left them in the yard. They don't have a shuffle effect. They don't have a way to flash it back. There's no point to exile. Even though we don't have anything that does anything. They play out a Bone Crusher here. Nah, there were 2 in exile and 2 in the graveyard. Mill spell? I'm gonna tap. Aha! Do this. We mill them for 2. We draw a card. We drown their rhino. I should have done that on their upkeep because now they could have counter magic. And you definitely counter this if you're them. Yep. Mystical Dispute. Can't pay for it. We take 12. Is there a singular mill spell that does it for us here? I don't believe so. Because this is 2, putting them to 16. Field of Ruin won't do it. Fractured Sanity puts them to 1. Show me that you had the counter spell. So we could play the land there. We still can't pay for it. Sadness. Another close game against the Rhino deck. They just happen to have exile both, or just suspend the Rhinos. And even though we had a way to interact with the cascade part, we didn't have a way to interact with the just cast afterwards. So 1 and 3. But all of these losses have been close losses. So. All right. Final match has been found here. This hand is close. We're going to mulligan. We can keep this. Bottoming field? No, bottom the Assassin's Trophy. Don't have any way to produce a green right now. What? Okay. So, like, green stompy? Opponent's out here throwing us for quite a loop.
Lair of the Hydra. Not a card I would have ever expected to see. But you know, I can see Testin Manlands. Second Hierarch. All right. And then Abundant Harvest. X-Drinker Forest plays Forest. So yeah, just green stompy here. Yes, we draw a Goif. Not awful. Get over creatures and land. Goif's looking nice and big. We probably want to hit ourselves to try to land this Murktide if we don't cycle into a green source. Well, no. Because they're probably not going to have anything besides creatures' lands at this point. And so this cycle, try to find a green source. That is not a green source. A crab. Crab here. Mill ourselves for... Mill ourselves for 6. Try to grow that Goif as big as possible. Hope to find a green source next turn. Sorry, we get to go Murktide plus Goif. So Aspect is instant. Abundant is sorcery. Four mana, Garuk. Yeah. And make a beast. Or untap 2 lands. Untaps 2 lands. So looks like Stompy's gonna stomp. Also, they played a Yavimaya, so we found our green source. Does this have trample? No. I will block with a crab then. Instead, we're gonna cycle Sanity. Mill them a bit. And then we draw a Triumph. This mill them. Play a Murktide. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Blue and blue. And drop this 8/8. And green, play out this Tarmogoyf. Coco. Endurance. Okay. Main board endurance, huh? Shrinks our stuff, or our Goyf. That's fine.
Goyf was shrunk to a 3/4. So bounces off of all the hierarchs. Rancor is onto the Yorv. It's an 8/6. That's gonna grow to a massive guy. Whenever it attacks, when a creature dealt damage dies, put +1/+1. Okay. Nine, 7. Untaps 2 lands. Swings with just that. We will take 11. Well, we're dead, right? There's nothing we can do. And we could double block. Double block kills it. We lose our Murktide and our Goyf. We don't block. We're dead next turn. Okay, Rancor's onto the ooze. Makes sense. Yeah. This, we're gonna mill them. Then we're gonna do this and take off that Hydra. And just cycle into something here. Because I'm pretty sure they're wide enough to just destroy us. Well, that's another land, so that's not gonna do it. Because 3, 6, 9 plus 6 plus 6. Yeah. So 12 plus 9 is 21 minus 2. We have to block with the crab. If they have any pump spell in hand, we lose. Are we getting past this? That's another question. We are at 1, I believe, after damage. Oh, no. Exact. I thought it was 2, but it was 1, and then this grows. Drown doesn't do it because that's indestructible. All right. Mono green. So we want as much removal as possible. Replicate in. Briefing out. Fluffy with the sub. Thank you very much. Uh-oh. Yeah. Looks like we're about to go 1-4. That and... See, the other issue is how many mainboard endurance do they run? You don't feel like I'm lucky tuned in saw endurance? It was mono green, so it's not surprising. Trim there. Witherbloom's one of our few ways to deal with that permanent trophy, decay, push. I want all of those. Phantasm no Goyf? Question mark? Yeah. Goyf's interesting. Wanted to try it. Mortal and I were discussing in the mill Discord about it. Can we take out the Cacavoni? 8 doesn't seem great. We'll try it. When game time today? 7 p.m. But, you know, because traffic and all that stuff means I need to be leaving at like 3:30 or 4 to get there in time. And so if I'm having to leave here at 3 or 4, that means I can't do that second league because a mill league takes longer than an hour and a half. Abundant Harvest. Okay. Goes for creature. It's Hierarch. Game time? Yeah. UT. Go into the game. Murktide makes this interesting. Do we go for the self-mill Murktide on turn 2? Yes. We want to mill 3. And then breeding pool. We want to mill 3. Make this Murktide as big as possible. And we'll have a 4/5 Goyf next turn. Going for an evoked endurance. All right. I guess we're just doing a Goyf this turn. Here's a 4/5 opponent. You're not going to let me do a Murktide. Well, the best part is opponent has it and it still doesn't change anything. It's like, okay, instead of making a giant Murktide, we make a giant Tarmogoyf. I know not. Like I said, I just saw it on Twitter and I saw mono red and dragons and I thought, this is up fluffy. This is a fluffy deck. Get that card out of here. So they've got a Yorvan and a choke. Really, opponent? Choke? You hate me that much. Understandable. Okay, anything else? No. Predator Ooze is going to make Tasha's terrible. Garuk's going to make Tasha's terrible. We've got the Abrupt Decay for the Yorval, though. So let's do this. We'll mill ourselves. And just make this Murktide massive. Post combat, of course. Yeah, lands ignoble Yorvo. Geist wants to block. Understandable. Geist can block. this. We need to exile 5. Let's exile instant, instant, instant. Sorcery and instant. Make ourselves an 8/8. Right, as we have no way to actually have this abrupt decay matter. So Pendlehaven. It won't be an 8/8. Or it won't be a 10/10. Because Ashiok is target player mills 4 cards, and then your opponent exiles. The sorcery leaves your graveyard. Oh, that's how planeswalkers work anyway. Exactly. When it goes to 12, we'll drop a Ashiok. And we'll mill 4 cards and exile the Abundant Harvest. So that kept Goyf the same because it put creature into yard. But got rid of... What's it called? Sorcery? Yeah, that's a hierarch. Now you have a 5/5, and let me guess, you're gonna swing with your 5/5. Oh, you're gonna play the Ignoble. Yeah, makes sense. And we've got a 6/6. Our 3/4 doesn't get through a 6/6 very well. And we need black mana to abrupt decay. Our kingdom for a black source. Exactly. This is going at face. What, we aspect of the Hydra? Okay, and so it's just +X+X. It's not trample. Block with the crab. A Murktide. Pretty sure that'll do it. Mill ourselves 4. Now this 1, 2, 3. No. Our Murktide goes to an 11/11. Put him to 1. Yeah, I was hoping we were going to hit one more instant or sorcery there. Attack with Goyf to force a block. I mean, that's an option. Dismembers? Okay. Put you to 2 instead of 1, opponent. Because you paid life. Ignoble, sure. Yourvold doesn't have trample. We chump with a Goyf And get in. You gonna make a big Hydra? That card doesn't do what you think it does. I mean, it does exactly what they think it does. The problem is, it's just not good against a creature that is over 5 damage or 5 toughness. They've got a 3/3, a 3/3, a 3/2, and a 7/7. All coming at our face. I mean, so like, it's like we just block these two and face tank 7, right? Okie doke. I like what we did. Run it back. Mono green Stompy. Who needs to target you, opponent? I'll just make my graveyard massive. Let's do that a second time. So we've got Goyf, Extraction, Sanity. No way to cast Goyf. Mulligan. We'll keep. Bottoming probably Ashiok. I know Tasha's isn't great here, but well, there's a Murktide. So this Witherbloom is going to be, we're going to mill 3 and we're going to smack something for a bit. Noble. Nice. So -3, -1 to kill a Noble, cut them off of a bit of mana. And then we're going to mill ourselves and put a land into our hand. Crab? Why'd you have to show up right here? Mill 3, return a land, target creature gets -3, -1. This, that. Black and green, Witherbloom, mill 3, put a land into hand. So we hit instant, and a Goyf. Not terrible. Meaning this Murktide next turn, gonna be massive. Unless they have the endurance. Predators. Okay, that's a card. Hedron Grab. We're gonna do this now. And then have the crab target them. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sad that we had to hit a Murktide there, but it's fine. We'll make a 7/7. They ever play a non-basic, we have the Field of Ruin. Okay. So they're just gonna make a massive Predators, huh? Give it Rancor, sure. Because that makes it 7. That's unfortunate. So we can't block it with our Murktide. We draw the trap. Tasha's. 1 endurance, 2 endurance, 3 endurance. Not bad. Seven opponent. So we need them to play a non-basic here. If they play a non-basic, we're in good shape. A second Predator Ooze. So now we need Assassin's Trophy? So 6, 7, 8. We got to block. And then go ahead and crack, get ourselves Water Grave here, put it in play tapped. Mill opponent a bit. We're at 2. Darn. So this is 6. This is 9. 9 minus 7. Dang it. Because we can hardcast. But hardcast doesn't do us anything. We need to be able to live for 1 turn past what we can. Aspect of the Hydra. Dismember. Mean. Same difference there, right? Yeah, any interaction card. How far away from interaction were we? Well, not true. It couldn't be a destroy effect because it's indestructible. But so 1 and 4. But I don't feel like the deck played terribly, so not there. I mean, that would have gotten there, but we were going to be getting there off the archive trap anyway. So interaction. Push doesn't do it. Whoa. Way far away. We were never going to get there against that resolved predator ooze. All right. So 1-4 with the list. I definitely feel it can perform better though. Like we just hit a couple of bad matchups with 2 black-red Luris Grixis dress down lists, and then mono green Stompy because they've got just a good amount of things that makes Tasha's not great, and then that resolved the threat. So that's 3 of our 4 losses. I forget what the other one was. 2. Oh, was to Rhinos, which was a close one as well. So overall, I think this list feels fine. I think it's probably cut briefing and add in, say, like an overgrown tomb here. I feel this is probably what we want. The overgrown tomb, just because there were situations where we had blue and black, and we just needed black or green to be able to do the trophies, the Wither Bloom or the Goyf. So this would be my change, and then I'd probably run it back. Feels pretty fine. Full Grave Tomb. Yeah. This would be 1-2-1 as it currently is. But I could see cutting like... I don't think there's anything you want to cut, though. Maybe the Dark Slick Shores? But anyway, I feel this is relatively fine list. Make that one change and you're pretty good to go. And then sideboard wise, everything felt fine. Test was great when it worked. Surgicals were great when we needed them. I don't feel we need 3 surgical, 3 lantern. I feel, but I don't know what I want in lantern's spot. So I feel it's fine. But yeah, Murktide Mill. It works, but not the greatest in the world. EE, true. EE or a Wrath effect like Damnation. I could see that. Drop the Soul Guides, put in EE since we really only have Crab on 1. I wonder. Just drop the Soul Guides completely, go 2 EE because we can get EE up to 3. And then put in like a Chalice. Yeah. Since we're not too heavy on our 1-drops, we could actually run Chalice. It hurts ourselves a bit, but at the same time, Chalice is really strong right now. So I could definitely see cutting the lanterns and going EE and Chalice. I'll have to try that. We'll make those changes and see how it goes later.